Climate change. Do you believe in it? I do. Do you believe man is contributing to it? I do. I don't understand why people don't see that. I cannot fathom how people cannot see that the actions of humanity in this world that we have today, with the number of people that we have, and the technology and the influences and the homes and the air conditioners and all the power that's being used, is not contributing to climate change. The waters in the North Atlantic are warming up. It's obvious. It's there. Why don't they believe it? I don't know. I say that an awful lot in these clips. I don't know. All I can do is ask you to help in this effort to improve the societal construct and stop denying all this stuff. Because the people, even though electric powered cars, they're booming and everything's going great on that, and there's lithium being developed, and you got potential all the time, it's not going to change the biggest problem we have, and that is that half the world doesn't believe or want to do anything about it aggressively because it's monetary. Somebody's going to lose a few bucks. These are the power people that have the influence that can change the world, and they don't. And I don't understand why they want to risk their own lives. It's one thing to risk other people's lives, which they do all the bloody time. But to risk their own lives and their children's lives, for what? When I hear these nonsensical things about, and the little bits that I do hear, that, the world is changing. Yes, of course it is. The whole magnetic structure of the earth is changing. You have solar flares. You're in a universe. You're in a solar system. You're in a something you cannot even consider. And when I listen to some of these people talk, wow, boy, I feel humble when I'm standing next to a volcano. Duh. Come on, people. You're humbled by being alive. You're humbled by the power of the gifts in which you've been given here. And you're only humbled when you're standing next to a bloody volcano that could take your head off when a car-sized chunk of lava comes flying out? Good grief, man. It's obvious things have to be done. Can you do it? Can you do it here, today? Change the world? Turn off your air conditioning? No. You're not going to change the world by turning off your air conditioning. Many people, if they do get together, can do something to affect the quote-unquote carbon footprint. But I heard a thing on 60 Minutes. Some guy, forgot anyway, he's developing solar cars. These guys have money and power and whatever. Dress nicely. But that doesn't change anything. The lithium mining that's going on in Southern California using thermal, very efficient procedure. It's taken the thermal product and the residuals that come out of there and, using it as a self-contained system. It mines the lithium and generates the heat to produce, it's extremely effective and efficient. Wonderful. Is that going to change, by 2050, the world? When you've got The inefficiency of Russia, for example, in their production of their oil, they're so antiquated, they can't even sell the bloody stuff because they can't produce it in an efficient way. They don't know what they're doing as far as that's concerned. They're not focused on changing the world or uh, creating a better environment in the world. They're creating, with the leadership under Putin and those oligarchs, they're not there for you. It comes down to it all the time. Are they there for you? No, they are not. They're there for them. Get real. People in power are there for their power, their money, their prestige. Once in a while, you'll get change through the power people. When somebody gets on their high horse and sheds a few tears for the, Slaughterhouse Five and, the slaughterhouses of Chicago, and they'll change some of the work environment. But, it changes slowly. But it's real. It's real. Scientists know it's real. These people that go around saying it's not real and there's no influence and all this other garbage, come on, at least state the facts that it's real and accept the fact that things are changing, that we can contribute more, just not because it's profitable, but because you have to. I'll tell you. I don't know where this is going to end, but it's not going to end well. You know, we see the storms changing, we see the atmospheric changes. Of course, there's changes. There's nothing you can do about it. Let's say the United States lowers its carbon footprint, or India lowers its carbon footprint. Okay, good. It may modify something for a period of a year, 2 years, maybe. But long term, the world has to get together and do something about it. Is anybody in the world power structure going to look at this clip and change their minds? Absolutely not. If they do, good. But I mean, I'll bet you they don't. Nobody gives a hoot until there's 14 deaths at the traffic light, then the traffic light or the intersection, then the traffic light is put in. Until there's an insurance issue, it's not going to get done. Mothers Against Drunk Drivers started something that was a positive influence. I remember, and there's a lot of changes that I see even in my age. When I was a teenager driving drunk, which I did, there wasn't much people actually did or was held against me. In fact, they laughed at it. That was fun. But then it changed. Attitudes change. That's what has to be done. Now, big deal driving drunk. Take my keys, do this, do that. Oh, man. In a short period of time, quite a lot of change. But the essential issues that need to be changed for climate to change means worldwide commitment. Are you going to do that? Whoever is listening to this clip? I suggest no. I could be wrong. You can be the changing force. You can be. There's no reason why you can't be. But the odds of it are kind of slim. I don't think I'm going to be the changing force. But when one of my daughters sent me an article on the changing weather condition or the glacial changing conditions and what's happening across the globe. I mean, and her only comment on it was scary. Absolutely. It's scary. But I saw very little comment on her article. People don't want to look at it. They don't care. Do they? Am I wrong? Do you care for the moment you're reading about it, but then say, well, I'm not going to do anything about it? How is your carbon footprint working out? Does it even matter? I've got 4 or 5 lights here trying to figure out how to get the right lighting on my face here so I can present myself in some better way so that more people would actually look at it. But is that going to change anything? Did I keep my heater down? Did I live at 65 degrees, as Jimmy Carter asked, well, way back in the 70s? Hydrocarbons were banned. But what else? It did something. We could do a heck of a lot more. What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? What am I going to do about it? Well, one of the things I'm doing about it is putting this little clip out. And I do try to conserve on energy, but I also drive a car. And that car is manufactured. And there's all types of things going on to make that vehicle, to make this house, to make this situation, to make this computer. All that takes energy. All that contributes to the problem. Deforestation, all these things. It's amazing, but technology can do a tremendous amount, and people are trying. Clean air, wind power, solar power, all those things. And then you have the other clowns that are mocking it. Why? You may not agree with it. You may not see that it's a critical of value, that it may not contribute by 1% or whatever. Who cares that? But don't mock it. It's serious. Your children's lives, but they don't give a hoot about their children's lives, do they? Those that mock it because they don't believe in it. It's not going to do anything. I'm just going to fill my pocket so I can be happy, and I don't care about the downstream. But you care about the downstream. Think about it. Everything I say, you have to think about. It's only my opinion, but this is serious stuff. Very serious. It was serious 55 years ago when I was in college. It was serious then. Some things were changed, not enough. Not enough. It's got to go. It's got to be produced. But sadly, there's only one thing I see that will produce it, and that's catastrophe. That's when these people who are in the power people get hit. But you, as an individual, whoever may be looking at that, whether you're a power person or just a regular old working stiff, you have influence. Some have more influence, some have less, but everybody has influence. Think about it, talk about it, do something about it, tell your neighbors about it, whatever. Influence where you can. Will it change it in time? I don't know. I don't think so. I think the changes are fixed. But I may be wrong. There's some scientists that do say that technology can change the world. They spent $20 billion to send the James Webb telescope up and saw the beginnings of galaxies. Let's spend the $20 billion here now. Help this world. Priorities. You can do that. You can change those priorities. I can help change those priorities. We all can help in small ways, big ways, whatever ways. We can all help. Please do. Subscribe, send a like or whatever you'd like. Hope you can promote this channel a little bit and see if it goes farther than, the views that I have. because I think some of these things have value and they should be promoted, uh, not just for my own edification, but I think they have value for the world and society at large, and for each of us as individuals. Take care. Like I said, subscribe, do the like thing, comment. I do appreciate those who take the time to comment. Have a great day. Bye for now.